So we've got on the way, should be here any minute, a load of gravel coming to cover the bottom of the carport. It's going to go kind of in this general area. I think we're also going to get, well, we've got it coming, a small garage in a box kind of with a tarp over it. Pretty sturdy though. So I think that's going to go right here. We might use that to immediately bring the stuff we still have in our storage unit in Benson, so that'll save us a little bit of money. It'll kind of pay for itself actually by getting stuff out of that storage unit. So we'll stay in there for a little while, and then once we have the carport up, it can probably transfer to the carport depending on how good that coverage is as far as being weatherproof. But yeah, it's just gonna pick up a load of, or get delivered a load of rock today, so he should be coming any minute.
Hi, I'm Brian.
There's our rock pile. That's 12 tons. You can tell, I guess this says a little bit about both how heavy that truck was and how soft our land is. So left some pretty big ruts here. Just turning around. But simple as that. There's our pile of rock. Most of it's going to go right over there for our garage in a box floor. And right here in front of me where our carport will be. I'm pretty much standing on it. Maybe some pathways up to the shed. A little bit extra around the trailer just for the places we walk so that when it rains we don't get so muddy. A couple wheelbarrows full in, and the inevitable has happened. I was expecting this day.
Oh boy.
We've had this wheelbarrow for many years, and at our house we actually left it outside, so this wood has
probably 15 years.
Rotted. Yeah, we've had it for many years. I've actually already replaced the tire. It was flat, like constantly flat, and this is a no flat tire. So because I've bought the no flat tire and the bucket is just hard plastic, I mean the bucket is fine. The only thing that's beat is this wood. So I'm gonna try. All this really is a couple of square pieces of wood. Looks like probably about a half of a 2x4, or I can use half of a 2x4. And as long as I drill a few holes in the right places, I don't see why I can't just kind of remake those handles. The only thing I wouldn't be able to do is make nice little handles at the end, but I think I can make them.
That's some shaky camera work.
I think I can make them good enough to be able to grab onto with a pair of gloves and not hurt myself. So I'm just going to try and duplicate these pieces of wood down the side here with some 2x4s and see if we can get this thing back in service. So that's just a 1.5 by 1.5 by 5 foot long piece of wood. So if I take one 5 foot 2x4, I don't know if I have 5 feet, but I got longer that I can cut down to 5 feet. Just cut it in half. Should do it. Can't forget safety. Okay, so there's one of my handles. Now, I'm gonna just pull these legs off and duplicate all the holes onto these pieces of wood. So I'll just clamp these together and reproduce those holes. First chance to use these clamps I got from Harbor Freight. They look a lot like the Irwins that are much more expensive. Let's hope these do the job because they were way cheaper. So far so good. I imagine if there's any trouble with those clamps, it'll probably be in terms of longevity, maybe compared to Irwin. But Harbor Freight guarantees those lifetime. So if they have a problem, which I don't know if they will, and hopefully they don't, but if they do, if you don't mind taking them back, they should replace them for you. All right, with those pieces cut and the holes drilled in them, let's see if I can put it back together. A couple of these bolts had gotten pretty rusty, and taking them off might have kind of stripped them a little bit, so I might have to actually go to the hardware store and get a couple new bolts to replace these, but I don't think they'd be too hard to find. But I'm going to do the best I can to try and put them together. Well, that'll do it, guys. Good as new and pretty much free, other than a spare 2x4 and a nut and bolt from the hardware store since they were rusted out. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, maybe share it with a friend, and click that subscribe button if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for watching as always. See you next time. And a quick bonus teaser for a future video here. You might notice I mentioned how heavy that truck was and how soft our land was. Well, what you're looking at is my next project thanks to that rock delivery. After he left, I noticed a wet spot on the ground, and there was a little hole bubbling up water, just a small hole bubbling up water right in the middle of our driveway. And I think the weight of that truck was enough to crack or loosen some of this equipment here where these pipes meet at a T. So that's ranch pipe. If you've seen some of my past videos, you've seen we've got that basically running from our well up to our trailer. So where they meet at this T, it got either cracked or loosened when that truck drove over it. So I've got to now fit this back together and to get our water back up and running. Talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.